Hi friends. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this room's not very big, so you've probably noticed that there's an elephant in it. I may have, over the past couple of years, cultivated a bit of a brand out of being a votey boy. Voting, telling people to vote, telling people why to vote, and how to vote has been more or less my jam. I love to vote in every election, and I will continue to do so. But despite all of that voting we've been doing, we find ourselves here, in the pit of despair. And I've been kind of having a crisis of faith about it. I spent all of the winter writing How to Vote in Every State, the series, and the Media-Wise Voter Guide. Almost all of that work was pre-COVID and pre-reinvigoration of the Black Lives Matter movement, pre-post office woes, pre-primaries getting moved and canceled. And I was talking to Nicole Sweeney, who I collaborate with on this project every cycle, and we had to be so careful to be like, politically neutral, whatever that means, try to act like we were voting in a normal time, but it's not a normal time. So if we get on the internet and say like, hey, voting is quick and easy and poll workers are there to help you make it easier, is that even true? Like, is that even helping anyone? So we decided to add another episode to the series about other actions you can take in addition to voting. And as I post this, it's either already up or will be up very soon. So I will link it in the description and the cards and end screen and everything. But we wanted to make this extra resource because I don't think it would be responsible to just say like, let's buckle into November and fix it with voting. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's possible. I don't think we can wait that long or think that limited. I really, to my core, believe in the power and importance of voting because voting is a tool. And before you come in here to say we can't dismantle the master's house with the master's tools, what? You want to just let the master pile up all the tools while you sit there with nothing? You don't want someone to pull from the inside while we push from the outside? Because, I don't know, I think we could use the extra hands. And if voting didn't matter, there would not be all these people making voter ID laws and setting these strict voter registration deadlines and closing polling places and suing states for extending their voting deadlines and messing with the mail, damn near digging a moat full of alligators to try to stop you from voting. I will not have you disrespecting our ancestor John Lewis like that. So voting is a powerful tool. It does mean something, and I need you to promise me right now that if you are in the US and of age, you will do everything that you can to vote this year. Say it. Out loud. I'm listening. Good. Now that we're on that level, voting is not the only tool. We are not a don't boo vote household. We are not a don't just march vote household. I'd be willing to say that we are a don't just vote march household though. Because the thing that I've learned, and that I should have learned sooner, is that it's not enough to just put someone in office and then go back to your life. It is not enough to be in the ballot box if you are not also in the legislative offices, if you're not also in the organizing meetings, if you are not also in the streets. Voting is great, but it's not enough if you don't fight for everyone to actually be able to do it. Because the right to vote has been so hard fought and hard won for poor people and women and especially Black people. If the lines and broken voting machines in Georgia or the voter ID laws in Wisconsin or the postal service slowdown everywhere are any indication, it's not enough to just say everyone go vote when there are a lot of people trying to do their best to do that, and then when they show up, someone says they have the wrong ID or they have to wait for 5 hours. So voting will never be enough until we can all even actually do it. Voting is great, but it's not enough if you're only voting for the presidency. Because guess who doesn't make the budget for the police in your city, or for schools, or for healthcare in your state, or set the voting laws for where you live? If we all cared as much, if not more, about who our city council and state legislature was, we'd be in a lot better shape. And the best part is you can actually get a meeting with your city council member. Help, bring your friends, make a big deal of it. If they hear from a dozen people about an issue, that's probably enough to make them pay attention. And if we skip the bottom of our ballots or vote for everything but don't pay attention to what they do after they get elected and hold them to account, people can just do whatever they want to our immediate communities, to our immediate lives. Are they gonna agree to everything you want if you do get active in local politics? Maybe not, but like at least put in a goalie. I don't know, I'm not qualified for a sports metaphor. Voting is great, but it's not enough if you're not also putting your time behind the candidates and causes that you care about. I've been active in electoral campaigns for a minute and a half, and it always frustrates me so badly when people are like, great job, we're so proud of you, and then turn me down when I ask them to also volunteer. You can't just be like, the polls say my person's gonna win, and then just sit there and wait. Help people register, knock on doors when it's safe, make phone calls, do anything. That said, this has been the hard lesson for me this year. Campaigns end. Your life, God willing, sure doesn't. So it's also important to organize in your community all year round. Maybe find a local, and let me say this again, local group that shares your values and has some kind of accountability to your community to work with. And if you can't find one, get the homies on a Zoom call. Start your own. I've got a whole series about how to do that, but making our worlds reflect our values isn't just a politician's job. It's all of our jobs. Voting is great, but it's not enough if you don't run better, more representative candidates. Not that a candidate has to be your best friend or the embodiment of all your hopes and dreams, but if you call them and write them and show up to their office and bring your friends and bring your community members and they simply do not care, come for their job. Get behind someone else running. Hell, be the one running. Don't just let someone sit in the same office for 30 years, never listening to anybody because nobody else has bothered to grab a clipboard and challenge them. Voting is great. It's important. It's vitally important. And I want you to do it every election forever. It's an incredible place to start. But it's not enough. I was at a protest/outdoor teach-in a couple weeks ago where the speaker was talking about the Breathe Act, which is a package of progressive legislation aimed at meaningfully advancing justice for Black Americans. And we learned all about it. It sounded amazing. But then he said, the Breathe Act is great. Just keep in mind, it's not the key to our liberation. And so that's what I want you to remember, is that you ought to vote because your vote can get us a little closer than we are right now. But our votes are not the key to our liberation. We are. There's a link in the description to our voter guide video with more information about direct action and how you can get started doing all of the things that I just talked about. And if you want to check your voter registration status, there's a link for that too. I'll see you soon. Bye.